You're going to need one piece of macrame cord, and this is about 60 centimeters. And then you're going to need another one that's about 80 centimeters, and a wooden bead for the face. This one has a relatively large hole, so it should be easier to feed the cord through. And then you're going to need a lot of scraps. So I got my scrap bucket out, and I'm just going to use it for colors and things that I need to make the pants or hair, things like that. So let's get started. We're going to start with the boy doll. Okay, so to make our boy doll, the first thing we're going to need is the body. The body is going to be your 60 centimeter piece, folded in half, so it should be about 12 inches on each side. You're going to need a piece of scrap, so let's grab a piece of our scrap out of here. It's going to need to be, it's basically going to be tying the head onto here and then coming up to make a tie for it to hang off of a keychain or a bag or something like that. So as far as length is concerned, it really only needs to be, let's start with about 20 inches folded in half, making it 10 inches each side. So to get started with this, we're going to want to take this cord here, the 20 centimeter cord, and you're going to put it back to back like that with your body cord. We're going to want to make a neck. So to make the neck, we're going to tie a knot. That knot's also going to make it easier for us when it's time to put the bead on. So just make a regular knot. Give it a little tug. And then we're going to take and add our bead. You can do this many different ways. The easiest way I find is by just twisting the cord or the strands together. And then as you put it in the bead, you kind of twist it clockwise while you turn the bead counterclockwise, and just kind of twist and push through. See, it's coming out. Then you should be able to grab it. Pull both strings through, down to where you made your neck. And as you can see, this hole is quite large, so it's going to want to pull through that. So while you're waiting on the hot glue gun to put a little glue here and slide your head down in place, we need to start gathering strands for hair. Few. So I've already cut a few. I don't know how many I have here, maybe 9 or 10 of them. And they are 4 inches or 10 centimeters. 4 inches or 10 centimeters, something along those lines per strand cut. So just get into your bin of extras and find yourself a color that you want the hair to be. And then you just start cutting yourself strands that are 4 inches. How many do you need? I'm not really sure. That's up to you on how much hair do you want it to have. If you want it to have a lot of hair and just have a full head of hair, get a lot of strands. But I think 10 or 11 strands should be fine. So you actually want to put these together nice and neat. a little bit of glue right here above that knot, which is actually going to be the neck, and then just slide the ball into there. Give it a little spin to spread that glue a little bit, and that'll just help hold that in place for you some. So let that glue cool down for a second. This is our body on this side. We have our head, and we're going to add our hair here momentarily. Okay, so once it feels like it's kind of snug, which it is, you just go ahead and open this piece up. We're going to put all of the hair in, kind of center it best you can, and then make a knot. And tie your hair onto your head or the wooden bead. It's going to be needed to be tied extremely tight. So tie that nice and tight. Okay. And there you have the hair attached to the head and the body dangling below. So now we're going to start working on this hair, but first to finish this off, we're going to need to add another knot to help hold that in place. Make it nice and tight. And then this string is going to be as long as you want it to be. So if you're going to make a keychain, you want to make it short. If you're going to have it hang off a Christmas tree, maybe you want it to be a little bit longer. It's totally up to you on how long you make this. If you want to have it hang off of a book bag or something, make it a little bit longer. But all you have to do is just tie a knot at where you want it, with both strands coming through at the same time. Put it right where you want it to be, and then make it nice and snug. Pull it nice and tight. And then you can go ahead and cut off the excess and set that aside. And now we're ready to work with the hair. So as it stands, this hair is going to move through here because it's not really tied in, but we're going to glue the hair on. And it looks like, which side do I want the front of the face to be? I think right here. So I'm going to turn it over and work on the back of the head first. And we are just simply gluing strands down to the wooden bead, filling it in, making it look like a full head of hair. So if you look here, you'll see that I kind of have it all glued down and it's filled in pretty nicely. So we're just going to continue gluing. time-consuming part of this entire video and making this doll is getting this hair glued down. One more. Okay. Now we have all the hair glued on there. That would look like a cute little style for a girl maybe, but we're going to make it into a boy's haircut or a short haircut, however you want to look at that. So let's just get the scissors and start trimming. So this is the stage where you get to play barber and just cut the hair however you would like to have it cut for your doll. I'm going to cut it really short. Just make sure you don't cut these two strings here. Make sure you're only getting the hair. And I'm going for a short haircut. So you just start cutting. So in this portion of the video, we're going to add the pants to the doll. And with this one, I used blue, but I'm going to go through my scraps here, and I think I see some green. So let's pull some green out. You're going to need 2 strands, one for each leg. These are long enough. Fold it in half. You want them to at least be, they're at least 24 inches long, so that'll work. So to do this, we're going to actually turn our doll upside down, and we're going to be working up towards the head. So you fold that in half, put one piece of the green under and one piece over your leg and pull it together. You're going to take the top green one that's going over the tan. You're going to take that one, take it over this green one, take it under both the green and the tan and pull it up. Keep pulling, and we're going to have a nice little knot there. Don't pull it too tight yet, because you're going to want to find out where your starting point is, which this knee area It can be your starting point. So that is about 3 inches. And then you have the length of the torso as well. So you need to go from the head down. And if you're trying to duplicate the same size, this is about 3.5 inches. So we're going to go about 3.5 inches down, and we're actually right there. So now go ahead and tighten that up a little bit. The next step, you won't need this one right away, so you can just kind of put that out of the picture. Now we're going to be making square knots, like you see on the leg here. So to make a square knot, you're going to take this left cord over the tan cord, take the right cord over the green, behind the tan, and up through the loop. And then you're going to pull that tight. This is where you wish you have 3 hands sometimes. Pull that tight. There you go. Now we're going to take the right over to the left, take the left over the green, under and up through, and then kind of tighten that up. That's one set. Let's do another. So we're going to go left over right, right, over, behind, up, and through. And you can keep doing this until you get the length that you want for your pants. Now we're going right, over, behind, up, and through. So depending on how long you want your torso to be will depend on how long you want your pants to be. So you can just keep doing this until you get it up to where you want your torso. So we're going left, through, and right, up, and through, it's looking good. Left, up, and through. Let's see what we have here. So we have approximately 1.5 inches of pants and 1.5 inches of torso. So if you look at this one here, our torso is about 1.5 inches. And our pants are about 1.5 inches as well. The cords are different sizes, so that's why I have a different number of square knots here versus the number of square knots that I have on this little fella. So from here, I think I might just do one more one more set so that it has longer legs and a shorter torso. There we go. Nope, that was wrong. Take that out. We were right over left. There we go. Okay, this is a very long leg, so we're going to be able to tie that off and cut it when we're ready. But we're just going to leave it there for now. So for these two green pieces, what we're going to do is we're going to actually run them up the side of the torso, and we're going to glue that together. So I'm going to cut off this excess here. It doesn't have to go all the way up. And then take this side, run it up, find out where you want to cut it off at. Cutting it right there. Okay, and then you get your hot glue gun. So with your hot glue, you're just going to run a little bead of it up the side to the neck. Doesn't have to be all the way up, just long enough to let you adhere your green to your tan. And then just do the same thing on the other side. Just run the glue up. What you're doing is you're actually making the torso a little thicker, so when we add our shirt, it'll look a little better. Here we go. Put that together. Give it a second to cool down and harden. And that is one leg completed. Now we just need to turn around and do that all over again, but on this side. So let me grab another piece of string. I'm not sure if I said how big it was when I did the first leg, but it looks like this string is at least 24 inches in length. So at least 24 inches in length, fold it in half, and then we're going to do this all over again, just like we did right here. So you take this, length in, and if you look here, it's about 1.5 inches also, plus room to make a knot. So if you measure down 1.5 inches, thereabouts, keep your finger there, make yourself a knot, and bring the knot up to you. Make sure it butts up against your finger, and then you have a leg. We're going to do the same thing, so match it up, pinch it, make a little knot, and then slide the knot up. What you're hearing in the background is my kitty cat Rue wanting in the room because her food isn't here. So I will have to let her in, and I will be right back. Alright, and then we just have to cut off the end here where the foot is, give it a little bit of space, but not much, maybe 1/4 inch, and then your legs are complete. Okay, so our next step is going to be flipping our work upside down again, and we're going to start working on the shirt. So this next step is taking your 80-centimeter piece of cord, folding it in half, putting one piece under your work, one piece over your work, and then giving it a little tug until you get down to hit the end where you have a little bit of a loop. Okay. So what you want to do is take this strand here, take it over this strand, underneath, and up through that loop, and give it a little tug. You want to try to make that as centered as possible. Slide your work down if you need to. Get it in place where you want it. Next step is to make your square knots. So take this one over, under, and through. And give it a little tug. Get it back in place. And then take this one over. This one goes over, under, and through. Give it a little tug. You can slide it down as you tug it too, and that'll help put it in place. Now you're ready to continue on, so you want to take this one over, this one over, under, and up through. Give it a little tug. We're getting our square knots going now. Take the right over the left, under, behind, up through. Give it a little tug. And we're just going to keep doing that. So over, behind, up through. You're going to start pulling a little tighter as you're coming up towards the neck to kind of form that shape and to get your neck portion. So over this way, around, up through. Looks like we need to kind of hide some cords there. There we go. And then I think we need to do one more. To get all the way up to the neck. Give it a tug. Then you have your arms, which are definitely different lengths. So we need to measure that and tie off our knots now. So to start with, you just kind of figure out how long do you want the arm to be. I think a little bit past the torso would be too short. I think down here is too long. So just take and tie a little knot. You can tie it loosely so you can move it around and find out where you think the arms should go. I think that's a good length right there. So I'm going to tie it off tighter. And then snip off the end here, leaving about 1/4 inch. And then take it down, find out where that is at. Hold on there. Make yourself a little knot. Pull it up. Check your location. That looks good. So we're going to pull it nice and tight. And then cut off the excess, leaving about 1/4 inch. And there you have it. Each one's unique and different in their own way. Like the two of these, I used different macrame threading, sizes, colors, but you still wind up with a pretty interesting little doll. So, next step is going to be how to make the little girl doll.